Gene!
Why did
Third time's the charm, baby.
Why did you?
I guess this is like the fourth time we've started recording this episode. Episode 29 of the NerdTurd podcast.
29, 29.
What was that term that got unveiled last week of being single?
Self-partnered.
Self-partnered?
Yeah, that was it.
Self-partnered Gene. How's it going, man? Are you still self-partnered?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
You know Gene's in my phone is diaper Gene?
We did a poll, actually. Didn't we? No, was that 2 weeks ago? When did we do a poll about who would Emma Watson rather date? How many weeks ago was that?
Bruh. That was like 3.
Wow.
And if anyone
I'm a busy
didn't
guy.
vote for me,
I definitely voted for you because Rupert Grint's hideous. Well, no, not Rupert Grint. What's his name? Draco. What's his actual
Tom
name?
Felton.
Tom Felton. She's not actually dating him.
I know, but that was the rumor at the time, right?
Have you seen the like memes going around where Tom Felton like took a picture with like Draco as a kid and him now, and he just looks terrible? Have you seen that? And he like made fun of himself.
He looks awful.
It's just so funny.
He well, I guess the better way to phrase it, he just looks like a different shaped person. You know, like he looks like Play-Doh, like a Play-Doh person.
What if you looked like a Lego person? What would be the funniest like thing you could be
In Legos? I feel
Or
like all
just,
Lego
like,
people are the
toy.
same.
Yeah, that's true. They're all squares.
Toys, Mr. Potato Head.
That's true. If your body was your head.
Yeah.
I sent a picture to Gene about from this like workout account that we follow, and it says when you do no cardio at the gym and you just work out, and it's this like super swole person in Kirby's body, like literally like
It is.
Kirby's head body,
Super
with
jacked
just, like,
arms and
jacked
legs.
arms and legs. And me and Parker said that was us. Well, Gene, we'll have to put a link to that, bro. I gotta find that. We'll put a link to that. In the show notes.
Yeah,
It's
put that in the
amazing.
show notes, man. We need to make sure that the world sees that.
Sees that jacked Kirby.
Brown eyes, brown dragon. My longtime friend. I'm glad you started to pull back a little bit on that.
Are you
That was-
insulting me?
No, that was a compliment.
Brown eyes never pulls back. You're so scared right now, bro. See,
I literally was like,
keep
I really was like,
keep you
he's
on the ropes,
he's about to
dude.
scream into that
Nah, I
microphone.
just keep you on the ropes, just like The Rock keeps his opponents on the ropes as he's winning the world championship.
Have you done anything nerdy this week?
I've gone through a lot of internal sales training at my job. So, I mean, if you think about learning
Sick.
about like internal systems and technology, I mean, that's kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
I mean, I started a new audiobook.
Yeah,
Which
check
one?
out this mug.
Boy, that thing tough. That thing tough.
As nails, baby. Tough as nails.
It would be better with brown eyes on that thing, though.
What audiobook?
So it's called The Toll. It's the third in a trilogy by Neil Shusterman called The Arc of a Scythe. So basically, this is actually pretty interesting for nerds out there. The whole premise of the story is the world has gotten so technologically advanced that they basically cured death.
This is
so
Black
people
Mirror.
can't die. Kind of, yeah. But people can't die, and so they have to create these people called scythes that are basically their job is to kill people to be able to keep overpopulation from happening. So it's pretty interesting.
So they cured death and then they
Yeah, isn't that
hired.
isn't
These
that
are
ironic?
people?
Yeah, these are people.
Like a job.
Yeah, there are people
you
that
apply
get,
for
like,
it?
No, you get like chosen. It's like a weird, like almost like a religious organization. It's kind of weird.
But is it like is there a government in this?
So there is a government,
And
but
are they cool with
yes
it?
and no. There is something called the Thunderhead, and basically what the Thunderhead is like it's like a perfected computer that controls the world, but it can't go against what humans ask it to do. So like it can't actually control humans, but it always knows the right answer, and based on like variables and everything, always knows like what the best way of action is. But
So
it
it's
can't
like
tell
Smart
people to
House.
do it. Kind of, which we actually watched this past Thursday.
Well,
Disney
I mean, I was in a
Plus.
room while it was happening.
Yeah, you were talking really loud while I was trying to watch Smart House.
I mean, there was 20 people in that house. Not just me.
Oh, that's true.
Gene, have you gotten Disney Plus yet?
No, but I got
Dude,
your login.
Disney Plus drop. Are we talking about this and
It
Poppin Off?
is
Let me
the
let me
real
let me
deal.
lay out something here.
Lay it.
In today's episode, actually in the last like 3 days, a lot has happened that we're going to talk about in Poppin Off.
Why did you just do that?
That's what I think about Disney Plus. is so slurpy.
I'm speechless. I'm legitimately speechless right now. That took me so off guard. That took me so off guard.
Yeah, we need to get a color bars button on this for the next time of that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start that over. So we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff that happened in the last 72 hours.
Good stuff.
In Poppin Off. Then we're doing a Main Digestion. We're doing a 3-ply, triple ply. What do we call it? 3-ply. Doing a 3-ply of cinema spinoffs.
Any kind of spin-off, really.
Media.
I mean, most of our are
Media spinoffs.
Yes,
media.
a lot.
Ooh, you know what I didn't think of? Albums. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll
That's a
get there.
good one.
We'll get there. So let's just dive in. We ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for what?
Let's pop off.
Off. You like how I did that?
Yeah, that was nice.
Do it again, Gene.
No, he's not.
Off. I was ready for it. You didn't pop, though.
Sorry.
Let's go.
All right. First off, some NerdTurd news. We hit 15 million listens.
No, not
$1
15 million.
million.
But you know what that does deserve? They need to see our faces.
Yes.
15 million listens.
Not million, thousand, but you nerds, you, everyone listening, you,
These guys.
everyone looking,
Love you.
you. We
All
love
these
you
guys.
guys, and we're so thankful to be nerding.
And you know what that doesn't include? That doesn't include our YouTube views. And so if you guys are ever just like, you know what? I want to see Gene's beautiful face.
That's true. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, that's what people come for.
Or if you ever just want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a YouTube video,
Yeah, he's our best friend.
you can check us out at there's not really a hyperlink yet, right?
We got to get to a certain amount of subscribers.
That's so
hitting link.
stupid.
Yes,
That makes
so
no
Hook
sense.
us up, people.
It's a random assortment of numbers and letters. And
That makes
all
no
the things
sense.
right
Why
now,
would that
so-
happen? Literally every other form of like.
I think it makes sense.
Media.
So people, Joe,
But imagine if
whatever his
Twitch
name
or
is.
Mixer or whoever operated like that.
There's probably a lot more domains that are available on YouTube because they don't let anybody just get one.
I don't know, man.
I don't understand it, but
Seems crazy. Anyway, thank you guys for that. That's dope.
Yes,
15,000 listens.
Yes.
that's a lot.
I genuinely thought at this point when we started this, we'd be at like 45 listens, and it would be like my mom.
Yeah, I thought we'd be at 1,000. I literally was like, dude, if we get to 1,000, we've like made it.
It'd be like just Rhonda just storming this thing on repeat as she's
Yeah.
on the elliptical at the YMCA.
Dude, she loves that elliptical dog.
You know what she's on now is the rowing machine.
You know what else she loves? Gene.
We're not going to talk about that.
I'm not
She always goes up to Parker at weddings and tries to
Gene,
dance
can you
with
pull up a poster for me, please?
of Rhonda?
Yes.
Dude, if you put up a picture of Kevin's
I did. I can't.
mom.
Hold on.
Yeah, pull up a picture of Rhonda, and then can you
No.
also pull up a picture of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson
Looking
as
at
Black Adam, baby?
Look at him.
That is seriously one of the coolest. Like, I don't know if that's, what do you call that? Concept art? Is that just straight up a poster? Is that what you'd call that? I don't
That's
know.
definitely concept art. But it's like, it is the poster they released.
That looks hardcore.
It looks awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Do you think this is like some kind of like gladiatorial kind of thing? Look at that structure in the background. It looks like very Greco-Roman.
I have no idea. Also, I couldn't tell
I
you
don't know.
anything in this world was Greco-Roman. I have no idea what that looks like.
That
Honestly just thought that was a form of wrestling.
It is.
yeah, but it's
But is there like Greco-Roman structures?
yeah. It's like
Hold
that's
on.
like saying it's like
I'm
American.
going to trust
wrestling.
Gene on this one.
I don't know actually.
Yeah, it's like saying
Probably.
American
I'm
wrestling
sure
or
that there
French
is.
wrestling. It's just a culture.
Yeah, but no one says French wrestling.
But that's because French people don't wrestle.
I mean, they probably do.
There's probably someone that's
You know what French people
There's probably
do?
someone that's grinding like a Rocky montage
You know
right
what
now.
French people do? Make delicious baguettes.
Why did you say it like
Baguettes. Is that the way a French accent is?
that? I know
Baguette.
probably.
This
not.
is incredible. This is probably going to be a dope movie. The only thing that sucks about it is that it doesn't come out until December of 2021.
You think it's
Yeah.
going to be a dope movie?
Probably.
So you think DC has turned the corner with Joker, and they're going to make good movies now?
Well, what was Shazam? Shazam was actually a pretty good
So
movie.
they're
Have you
going
seen that
two in a
yet?
row.
Have y'all seen
I haven't
Shazam?
seen
No.
Shazam.
Shazam's a good movie.
Probably should watch it. But
So they're two in a row.
of their superhero movies, Shazam is actually unique and it's funny and it doesn't take itself too seriously and it's a good time. And it's probably not like the most critically acclaimed thing in the world, but it's just a fun time to watch.
Yeah.
I think this will be like that.
And
DC, honestly, like I feel like they're just set up to make better villain movies than they are hero movies because their villains are awesome. Their heroes kind of suck.
Well, this is going to be kind of like a hybrid though, because Black Adam's an anti-hero, right?
Similar
to
well, right, but technically so is Venom. But
yeah, Venom's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like
kind
no
of
one
in
to be
between.
like good guy Venom, right? Technically, Joker's an anti-hero, depending on what side of that you fall on.
Wow, that's deep.
Wow,
That's
He's a
deep
Velcro
waters.
on
Hey,
my
that's
shoe.
Aquaman deep.
Sick, nailed
So
it,
deep,
nailed
dude.
that.
Hey, that's perfect. That was on
Nice.
topic, boy.
Any other thoughts on this?
No, it looks cool.
and
And
I kind of just want to leave it.
Dude,
off.
guy.
what if we dressed up The
our
Rock?
guy
What if we dressed up The Rock when this movie comes out in 2 years
as Black Adam.
as Black Adam?
in 2 years.
We might need to. We might have to get a Black Adam stand-up.
Yeah,
I don't know,
can add
dude.
to it.
I just couldn't imagine there ever being a Rock stand-up that's cooler than that one.
That's true.
I mean, that is hardcore.
I mean, his eyebrows,
Yeah.
his belt buckle.
Smelling what The Rock is cooking with that.
Mm.
Gene,
Yo,
they saved Sonic.
they did.
This is big.
They did.
This is big.
I definitely
Thought they had no chance.
I thought they had no chance, which I will say too, props to that studio for doing a full redesign. Like they saved Sonic, but more than that, like this, I feel like that just hasn't happened before of that much of a public like design failure.
Let me tell you, they had no choices here. They had to do that.
I mean, I don't know.
When they dropped that trailer and the world was like, oh my gosh, Sonic is the ugliest thing on earth. I hate this movie. I hate it already. There was no chance that they were going to be able to move forward with that. At all. 0% chance.
Why are you,
Dude, don't, because I'm getting into this, bro. Show the people.
Okay, hold on.
Show the people,
I already
Gene.
pulled it up now.
Show
Let me
the
get- There's
people.
Black Adam still, so we still got him up. So
Look
Look-
at how much better.
One of those looks like a rat that fell into a washing machine as they were washing some blue towels.
Look at his
and
teeth.
Dude,
the
his
ink
human
and the
teeth.
ink rolled over. The other one looks like Sonic the Hedgehog as he's going over a loop-de-loop to collect all the gold rings on a what is it? A
is
Sega
Genesis.
A Sega Genesis. And then whatever happens after that, he levels up.
Sega!
Honestly, I don't remember much about that game, but I remember
There's
I
nothing to it. It's a platformer. You just collect coins.
But like, you only go in a straight line. Do you jump?
Definitely you jump.
Yes, you can.
Do you jump? Literally, the only thing I remember.
It
is
also
you
has
just-
those like springy things that you could hit, and they like spring you around to like different areas.
That's
Those
right.
things.
Dude, I
There's
just
a lot
can't
of
get over
spike
these
pits.
teeth.
Yeah,
So
dude.
weird.
For real?
Here's what I just
Did they
genuinely wanna-
fire the original
They
designer?
had to. Look how terrible that looks. I mean, I couldn't do that in a million. You could give me $7 million and as much time in the world as you want, and I could not generate that horrible Sonic on the left.
It
So I
looks
don't want to
so
like
bad.
disrespect the like talent that goes into it. But when they looked at that and they were like, because someone made that. And then they presented it to their boss, and they presented it to
And
their
they
boss,
loved it,
and they
probably.
presented it to their boss, and every single one of them were like, nailed it. We nailed that. And they were like, yeah, keep it moving forward. Let's make a trailer. People are going to love this. This is going to be incredible. And then they dropped it, and the mass media saw it, and everyone hated it.
Dude, the thing that I'm like so happy they changed more than the human teeth are those human legs. Bro, they look like,
don't
you know,
think
like the
there's any,
memes
like,
of like
thing
people
of-
skipping leg day.
yeah, dude, it just,
They
the
were
whole thing just was
awful.
upsetting.
Awful.
The whole thing was,
I don't think
honestly,
there's anything
I was
different.
not on team this looks like a joke when it first came out. I was like, everyone's overreacting. But then I started seeing just like the fan-made like comparisons, like
Of what it could
like
be.
I am in high school and I know how to work Photoshop, and here's what I would make Sonic look like, and it was just so much better. That's when I was like, dude, what are we doing here? Sonic is I mean, there's no way this movie is good except for Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's gonna be good.
Jim
man.
Carrey's
I'm
gonna be
excited
awesome.
about that.
Hey, guess what? Regal Unlimited. I'm going to see it. Gene.
Jim Carrey is the this would actually go against my theory. Never mind, I'm going to drop that one. I was going to make a Jim Carrey and Will Smith comparison.
Oh.
I was going to say Jim Carrey is a bad actor who's only in good movies, where Will Smith is an excellent actor who's only in bad movies.
Hmm.
But that doesn't really hold up because Jim Carrey was in The Mask,
Which is a great movie.
which is a great movie.
great movie. He's also in Liar Liar, great movie.
Pants on Fire.
Truman Show, great movie.
What was the one where he was like a villain or something? What was it? What was that movie? He was like a crazy person. I never saw it. It was like the first time he did something other than like Ace Ventura.
He was the villain in Batman, right? He was the Riddler.
Well,
he was the Riddler.
On.
Yeah.
Where this was the first
Batman.
time he wasn't like a goofy character. He was like
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. No, that was Steve Carell. There is a movie like that.
You know what I keep thinking? I keep thinking of Seven, but I know that's not him.
Definitely not
No.
Seven.
All right, whatever.
We'll think of it.
So today's the 14th. That means Pokemon drops tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
It
yeah.
does. I'm gonna buy it tomorrow.
I was gonna say, so you decided? So
I'm getting
you're
it.
buying Sword and Shield and
I'm getting
not.
I think Fallen Order is one of
Fallen
those
Order.
games that is going to come out. I'm going to be able to watch a lot of YouTube videos about it, get my feel, and then I'll also
Your
feel
feel?
like my feel, and then I also feel like by January it's going to drop in price.
I realized I get it for free. Not for free, but I subscribe to like some form of EA? What is
Origins?
it? Origin Premiere or something? I don't know. I subscribe to that because PC Master Race, and I get access to it as a part of that. So I'm gonna play
That's
it.
sweet. I would watch you stream it.
But with Gene never watches me stream, dude.
Dude, I'm always in the chat, bro.
I don't even
I'm
know when
getting
you
that
stream.
chat
When do you stream?
lit, dude.
I'll
I
watch.
switched to Smashcast. Do you follow me on Smashcast?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a streaming platform called Smashcast.
No, did you guys hear though?
What?
Shroud
Shut
the
up.
Mixer, man.
Shut
You
up.
should get the Mixer too.
Yeah, dude. Shroud to Mixer, Courage to YouTube.
All jokes aside, this is a conversation for another time. I've like legitimately kind of thought about switching to Mixer because why? It just seems more fun.
And I mean, there's probably more growing potential for you.
Well,
honestly.
they just actually make an effort in not promoting the like same 5 people over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like, they're whatever. We'll talk about this later.
But speaking of Pokemon,
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Yeah,
the
this is a
plunge. I'm
hot
going to get
button.
it. It's a really hot button topic that came out this week.
Yeah, but okay, so that I woke up and I saw the hashtag of Game Freak lied, and I was like, what are we talking about? So I figured honestly somebody was gonna be overreacting about something stupid. Like they found some interview in 2001 where the guy said, "Yeah, Pokemon Shield in 18 years is gonna be in VR or something," and somebody was freaking out about it. But it turns out that, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of uneducated on it, but when I was looking through it, basically the whole smoking gun of it was that they copied 3D models from like old Pokemon games. Is that kind of the gist?
So
And
basically,
animations and all that stuff?
They made the claim when marketing the game that they completely redesigned every Pokemon model. It was made fresh. And then data miners found out that actually it's the same exact data models from earlier games.
So here's what I mean. So the smoking gun of it all was this one image of basically a Bulbasaur, right? And then I saw some person, I have no idea who these people are, but it was some game designer that didn't work for, it had nothing to do with anything about Nintendo. And they basically was like, this is sourced from a website. This isn't sourced from anything that was data mined. And then they started making like Bulbasaur pictures out of like, they started doing it like in like Minecraft. They're like, look, they're making Bulbasaur out of Minecraft. They're copying this from Minecraft. Great. And they just started doing that for all these like cheeky, unique art style games. They did one for Borderlands and all that stuff. And they were like, all these pictures I just made took me 15 minutes. So hold your horses before you freak out.
I need y'all to look in the show notes real quick. I just put an image that people were freaking out about on Twitter. It is the fact that people put a screenshot of a tree in Pokemon Sword and Shield next to a screenshot of a tree from Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Is it like the same tree?
Look, it's in the show notes. It's literally right there. I need to hear y'all's live reactions
Where
of
is
it.
this?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. So, but yeah, I think a lot of like
Those
what
are
I was
similar?
reading. So I mean,
don't think
there's
those
it's
look
definitely
alike?
similar like
Just like how
art style,
a game
and,
in
like,
2019 should look.
But I feel like what I was reading
Oh,
after you
God,
told
okay.
after you told us to look at it, Kev, is like what a lot of people are like frustrated about, and it'll be, I guess, time will tell if it's like legitimate. Is just like people were expecting a completely like revamped like move animation system, all kinds of stuff, because Game Freak said that they did a lot of stuff by taking a lot of the like OG, Pokedex out, and there's not a lot of original Pokemon in this game to open up a new world and like new opportunities and the new Pokemon, so you can like emphasize those things, but also that they were doing that in an effort to focus on other things in the game. And now for it to come out that there's a lot of stuff that's just like taken from previous iterations of the game is like, well, why did you tell us that you were doing all of these things to make these things better? But it's clearly obvious that these things aren't better and you just removed a lot of stuff too.
Now, and I will say, I think a lot of this outrages, I think this is just kind of the first tangible time where this has happened in like Pokemon world, right? Yeah. So now, because it's not unrare for at things like E3 for, some developer to come out and make huge outlandish promises, and then they get halfway through the development cycle and then they realize like, crap, this isn't going to work. And then they have to scrap it halfway through and then start from scratch. This is literally what happened with Anthem.
Yeah.
This, and for those of you who don't know what happened with Anthem, I won't get too into it for the sake of time, but they basically built this game for 5 years and then had to scrap it 1 year before release, and then
fired their whole staff.
They fired everyone and then had to rebuild their staff and then basically put out a game at a deadline of a publisher. And I don't know, all the with Game Freak. I don't know who is Game Freak the publisher?
Yeah.
Does Nintendo own Game Freak?
No, I think it's licensed by Nintendo.
And then Game Freak. So I don't know the like relationship there, but a lot of times games will get pushed out in unfinished state. This happened with Destiny 2 because they have to meet deadlines of publishers because they signed an agreement that this game has to be like, because people got to start getting their money back.
Yeah.
Right. And so you hate that that's part of it, but it is.
But it's part of it.
And so I don't know. I mean, like, because even when someone says it, like, all right, we're going to make 1,000 new, because isn't there like 1,000 Pokemon in this game?
800, I think.
Yeah. We're going to make 800 unique 3D models. We're going to do all this and do all this. And it's like, yeah, maybe that's crazy. But if you have all of those assets already, like, why would you have, like, why would, and the thing is, like, I guess it's only a big deal because they said they would, you know? I don't know.
Well, next week's episode, I'll hit you with it. I'll give you the
Gina,
the
you
down and dirty. Dude, get it.
Dude, you're gonna get it. Shut up.
Dude, imagine trading, bro. You're not gonna get it because you're scared to battle me.
No, he's definitely gonna get it.
You're scared to battle me.
I already know Gene's gonna get it.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow after work.
Dude, this last one's gonna get us into our main digestion.
Oh, yeah,
it's a good segue.
I can't find it past this picture.
I got you.
The picture is huge.
I literally almost said them. I tried to combine them into one word. Netflix and Nickelodeon announced a deal together yesterday.
To combat Disney Plus, baby.
Yeah, so Disney Plus has just come out, and I guess it was yesterday, Wednesday, that it came across the social medias that Netflix and Nickelodeon have signed a deal.
Which I'm pretty excited about because I don't know about you guys, but when I grew up, I didn't have Disney till I was probably like 10 or 11 because it was like an upper tier in cable. Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember that. So like literally it didn't come to like just normal cable for a while. And so Nickelodeon is honestly what I grew up on.
You know what would get me? And maybe this already exists, but whoever gets all the rights to the stuff that was on Toonami.
That's good.
Bro. Whoever gets the rights to Toonami has my money. That's where all the good shows were. That came on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yes. That was for all the hardcore. This was like nerds before being nerd was acceptable because it was like all the anime that came on Cartoon Network at like 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night.
Like Robot Chicken.
Yeah, seriously. And then there was Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You remember that? You definitely watched that.
I just can't get over your mic etiquette, bro. I'm literally going to clip stuff together of what not to do when using a microphone.
And they're all going to be
It's just going to be like clips and videos of you.
Bro, here's what you don't get.
Why are you...
Here's what you don't get, man. Because here's what I really need. I need a boom arm. I'm too animated to like, hello, Gene. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
What if I hold it like
work
this?
on it.
What if I hold
We'll
it?
work on it.
Oh,
Dude,
there it goes.
I missed that though.
See you later, podcast.
It wasn't on the.
Okay, and that's gonna do it for episode 29. I literally can't.
Yeah,
do this anymore.
Netflix, Nickelodeon. I think because they've said that it's all going to be spinoffs, right?
Disney Plus definitely forced this move, right?
I mean, it was planned. I don't know if they forced it. I mean, it definitely is it's a very timely thing.
Yeah. So I read a little bit when I saw it come across. I didn't read a whole lot of the article, but I read that from what I saw and what I skimmed, that it is going to be originals, but it's also going to be consisting. Some of the originals, obviously, it's going to be all the old stuff from when we were younger as well. But a lot of the originals are going to incorporate existing characters too. So they're going to kind of do some original stuff. That's like what I skimmed from it. So I don't know exactly what all of the details of it are, but
yeah,
it's definitely a move in response to Disney
they had
Plus
to do
coming
it.
out.
They had to do it.
Need an adult Jimmy Neutron.
If they didn't do this exact thing, people were going to start leaving Netflix in droves.
Yeah,
because
I think
Disney
they
Plus is
probably already
awesome.
have.
Disney Plus is incredible. If you guys don't have it yet, it's worth every penny of it.
It's amazing.
The first thing I actually watched on it, Miracle. When I saw that Miracle was on it, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I would pay $6 just to watch this one time.
Yes.
And I did.
I think my wife put it perfectly. She said it's the first streaming service where I feel like I would be okay watching everything that shows up. Like on the
everything's
list.
good.
You don't
Well,
have to fish
that's not
through
true.
an army of garbage like you do on Netflix to find something good.
I don't know. You sort it A to Z and you start having to dig through some
It's
stuff.
probably all that stuff we talked about last week that's from like the 70s.
It's seriously. You start digging through some things, you're like, what? Who?
Like, this is deep, dude.
Who would ever watch this?
This is deep like Aquaman.
And then next thing I'm going to watch is Darkwing Duck.
Dude, I need some DuckTales in my life.
But yeah, dude, Disney Plus is incredible. And I guess and speaking of Disney Plus, the first thing that dropped on it was Mandalorian, which we are going to be talking about Mandalorian spoiler filled on our YouTube.
Yes.
We're gonna do like
exclusive.
exclusive to the internet.
Get ready. You got to go
So,
to YouTube to hear our thoughts.
So if
Deep
you guys
dive like Aquaman.
we're not talking about
that
it.
might be my saying.
We're not talking about it yet on this podcast to appreciate spoilers. Even though some of our friends were like posting the spoiler on like Instagram,
the big one.
Jeez. But
People have no couth nowadays, you know.
which is, for those that don't know, Mandalorian's a spin-off of Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And that's going to get us into our main digestion.
Where we're going to be talking about a 3-ply of our favorite spinoffs
Explain what a 3-ply
in
is.
all of media. What 3-ply is where we try to build a 3-ply, just like in a 3-ply of toilet paper. It's stronger than a 2-ply. It's stronger than a 1-ply. We put 3 things together to make the strongest form possible. So what we're going to try to do is take all of our collective thoughts on the best spinoffs and put them together to make a very strong 3-ply. So your finger doesn't pop through the toilet paper, because no one wants that.
You're right.
Dude, that's so true. That's literally the reason you need more integrity in your paper.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a bad day when that happens, bro.
So, Gene.
Do you want to give them like criteria for what or did we say that already?
We're doing spin-offs of TV shows, movies. If you want to make any last-minute changes, I guess music would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
could do
What would be a good
any
example
media.
of music? Like,
They have game spinoffs.
isn't like the Foo Fighters a spin-off of something?
No, Justin Timberlake's a spinoff of NSYNC.
Wow.
So
That's a good
technically
one.
Yes.
anyone going
Well,
solo,
the Foo
right?
Fighters is not really a necessary. I mean, I guess you could.
Isn't there something?
Dude,
like,
Soundgarden.
Dave Grohl is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, and he was the drummer in Nirvana. So
Soundgarden is
you can
also
kind of
a
spin-off,
of
baby.
Nirvana.
Spin-off, but yeah.
Soundgarden's a spinoff of Nirvana. Fun is a spinoff of Panic at the Disco.
no, Fun is a spin-off of
Panic at the Disco. Two of the
format.
players. And Panic at the Disco, both of them.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
90s music was so good. Or 2000s, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm about to say,
2000s.
bro, what are you talking about 90s music?
Well, late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s.
So there's a lot of spinoffs.
Here's one for you. I got one, Chris. You'll know this one too.
Yeah.
Stone Sour.
Dude.
Spin-off of Slipknot.
Slipknot, yes.
You know,
Stone Sour.
There you go.
There are a lot of spinoffs in music, actually. Angels and Airwaves spinoff of Blink 182.
Mhm.
So, Gene,
That's a good one.
I'm going to let you start us off.
That is a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna start us off.
What was that noise? What on earth was that?
Some device of technology.
Do you have it? Is it your doorbell? Is someone here?
Maybe, dude.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. I guess.
Pooch would be freaking out if someone was here.
That's
Pooch is in here. I don't know. Gene, start us off.
All right. Am I saying all three of mine? Am I doing all three? Okay.
Do we want to do it that way? Yeah, let's do it that way.
All right. I'll hit you with all three of them real quick.
You're going to have to defend this, bro.
Number one. I'll defend them. Don't worry. I also think that we should talk about what they're spinoffs of.
Ooh.
I think that'll be interesting
Yeah, okay.
for everyone to know too. So my first one, these aren't necessarily in any particular order, but my first one is Angel.
Angel.
The TV show Angel. Do you guys remember that? Do you know what it was a spinoff of?
Honestly,
quiz?
I have no idea what
I don't either.
Pop quiz. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Ooh.
Yep. So Angel. I remember when I was younger that I watched, actually, because my parents were into it, watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and that series on TV. And Angel was one of the like main villains in the like initial season, and he kind of became almost like an anti-hero even in Buffy, and then ended up getting his own spinoff show. So he was a vampire who
This is a deep dive. This is good.
fought other like vampires and other evil things in that kind of world, the Vampire Slayer world. So
Dude, I'm kind of just
There you go.
shook that Larry and Sanja like Buffy the Vampire
Right?
Slayer, dude. I'm shook right now.
That's kind of cool.
so that was my first one, Angel.
That was
So
pretty good.
It was a great spinoff. It was nostalgic.
I feel like
for
that's
me.
very unique. I'm very impressed by
Yeah,
that.
that's what I try to do. I
I'm
try to
proud
do
of you,
unique
Parker.
ones and go for it. This one, I almost debated whether to consider this one a spinoff and whether you guys would consider it a spinoff, a la
I can tell you where I'll land on it.
Infinity Gauntlet. But Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. So the standalone movie itself can be considered a spinoff because the first time that Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool was brought into the movie world was in a terrible movie, a terrible iteration of the character that will be talked about later.
No, you can call it a terrible movie.
So in Wolverine, he was Deadpool.
Was that just Wolverine?
I think it was Wolverine.
No, it
Maybe.
was. I don't remember, but it was
One
it
of them.
Deadpool. It was X-23 or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Well,
but
it
it
was-
wasn't called that. It was. Was
It
that
was
Origins?
yeah. It was maybe it was
Weapon
Origins.
X?
Weapon X basically, but it was essentially Deadpool.
Yeah,
And it was awful. He was awful.
that was awful.
His-
He looked
His
terrible.
mouth was
His mouth was sewn shut, and he was in it for all of 10 minutes before
He got
Hugh
his body
Jackman.
cut in half, right?
Hugh Jackman, chopped
He got
him
Darth
up,
Mauled, bro.
chopped him up. So
It was
but-
X-Men Origins.
X-Men Origins. Yep, there you go. So Deadpool, the movie, Ryan Reynolds' actual Deadpool movie.
Dude, I was
It's
kind of
close. It's close.
I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't thinking about that because as soon as I saw it, I said out loud to Chris, "This is not a spinoff." But now,
But the way that I spun
think
it.
you kind of convinced me.
The way that
to be
I
honest
spun
with
it.
you, because he was in a movie in that universe as Deadpool, so I have no argument now.
Mm-hmm. So I thought about it before I put it on there. But yeah, so Deadpool was my number 2 spinoff.
Dang,
So, and
that's
it's
a
great because it's
good,
awesome.
dude.
It's Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. It's an awesome movie. And my last one, I think this one's my kicker, man. This one's good.
So you're good.
This is my favorite one of the 3. Triple ply, 3 ply of a spinoff, number 3 slot, Keenan and Kel.
Dude, that's so good.
Keenan and
That's
Kel.
so good.
Um,
Who loves orange soda?
Kel loves orange soda.
Kel loves orange soda. God, I love Keenan and Kel.
But it was great, all that was an awesome show. That's not the only spinoff that I thought about with all that, but definitely the best one in my opinion after thinking about all of them, because the Amanda Show was off of all that.
Dude, the Amanda Show slapped. I love
The
that.
Amanda Show actually had
its
its
lobsters.
Yes, the Amanda Show actually had its own spinoff that a lot of us like.
Bro,
Drake
Keenan
and
and
Josh.
Kel had
Drake
its own
and Josh.
spinoff.
Yep,
Mr. Goodburger.
yep. And so, but Keenan and Kel. So definitely,
Is all that a spinoff of Saturday Night Live? Because it's basically like that's the idea that they made it from. It's not a direct spinoff.
yeah. I don't know if I would consider that a
Inspiration
spinoff
is
of
not
SNL, but yeah, it's
a
inspired,
spinoff.
maybe inspired by, but not a
Oh,
spinoff.
then
but
maybe
yeah.
you are gonna
So
say
those are my
one of mine
3.
is a
I'll
spinoff.
recap them for you really quickly. So Angel,
Ooh.
obscure kind of deep dive on there.
There's some people that are gonna really relate to that one.
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, MCU, and then number 3, Keenan and Kel. So there you go.
Keenan
There's my
and
3.
Kel.
You know, those are. See what you do with those.
I need to watch that.
That was a very solid 3. You're toeing the line with Deadpool of spinoff, and Keenan and Kel is really good. Mainly because I just feel like it's very nostalgic and iconic. Like I feel like a lot of this thing, like a lot of things on this list are better forms of media, but I feel like it's 99% of people that are over the age of 21 resonate pretty deeply with Keenan and Kel.
Which is probably a pretty good sample of our demographic, you know. You guys.
I guess we'll know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because if no one knows who's Keenan and Kel, then I guess we'll figure that out. But all right, so I'm up. I've been chewing. I have 2 that I feel like are almost like locked in. Like I feel very confident about 2 of mine. I still haven't really decided on my 3rd one yet, even as I'm talking right now. I've got 3 that I'm kind of debating between. The first one, you kind of alluded to it. Yours is a spin-off of this one, Wolverine. Just Wolverine. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Honestly, was the first Robert Downey Jr. I feel like he made Superman movies cool. Superhero movies cool.
I was going to say, I don't think he made Superman movies cool.
He made Superman movies cool. Now, and that is with
T-Mac?
most of the movies in the X-Men universe being awful.
I don't know. I think the first 2 were really good.
First 2.
Origins was not that bad. That was the one with the kids, right?
Origins wasn't that bad, but it was just so wrong. Like people, like so X-Men fans had a problem with it because it wasn't the origin story of Wolverine. You know, so like what was it? Him and Sabretooth were like brothers.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
And then he started out having bone claws. You remember the bone claws?
Oh, yeah. What's the name of the X-Men movie with the kids? First Class? Was it X-Men First Class? Like the academy they were at? That was a good one.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, that was a good one.
What was the one where Jane Fox was
number 3?
X-Men 3. That was
where
awful.
she like exploded the last
and he's
stand.
like Hugh Jackman is just blowing
Getting ripped
apart.
Hold on, what was her name again? Who did you say?
I don't know. Jean Grey? Jean Grey, is that it?
Yeah, that's her name, but you said Jane Fox.
Jane Fox, whatever.
You're talking about Jamie Foxx?
X-Men was owned in by Fox.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
That's what you're thinking of for a while, you know.
That makes sense, bro.
Fox, there you go. Jane Fox. Jean Grey.
Yeah, yeah. And then Wolverine's just sitting there exploding. You see his adamant. That actually was kind of a cool scene, I'm not going to lie. But the rest of the movie was awful.
That movie was terrible.
But Wolverine was sick. It was so good that people still want Hugh Jackman to be Wolverine 100 years later in the MCU now that the X-Men are a part of it. Which I think he will be.
That's a strong one.
I think in the next Deadpool movie, Hugh Jackman will be in it as Wolverine. I think it will happen. I don't think it'll be any of the official MCU movies because that's just too difficult to deal with canonically. Because I don't think he would be in like 8 years worth of movies.
I wish canonically was a word. That would be a cool word.
It makes sense.
What's the version of that I'm thinking of?
It would probably be.
Is it not canonically? I thought that was a
in canon. Yeah, I don't know.
Canonically.
Canonically.
Is that what you said? I thought you said like canonically. Sorry, I'm just picking. But I like words a lot. So.
I would not be shocked if this was not a word. But all point,
I like words.
All things considered.
Did y'all know that one time I submitted a word to the Webster's Dictionary?
Did he get accepted?
No, they never freaking emailed me back. I was so mad. It was capriciate. So the word commiserate, it's basically an antonym of commiserate. Capriciate is a word meaning to co-appreciate together. And I looked it up. There's no word in the English language that means that. To like celebrate collectively something. And so I think that's a great thing. And capriciate makes sense being an antonym of commiserate. So Webster, email me back. I'm still waiting 4 years later.
That's pretty exciting.
Some people are going to love that, dude. There's some nerds that really love some wordsmithing.
Some wordplay.
Yeah, they love that stuff.
So that's my first one, Wolverine. Second, Minions.
I like it. I almost put it on mine.
It's hard for me to imagine, even though that I don't really dig it as a movie that much. It's hard for me to believe
I agree with
that this wouldn't be on this 3-ply, because I feel like Minions was very significant as far as spinoff goes. I feel like Minions as a movie was almost more popular than Despicable Me, probably, right? I feel like most kids would be able to point out a Minion before they could point out the whatever his name is. Groot. What's his name? Gru. Exactly. That's a great point, right? But no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. That's like, I just don't think it's a good movie. I didn't think it was a good movie at all. So that would be like Madagascar and the Penguins of Madagascar. You know, like, I agree people can like say what a Minion is better, but I think that's because of Despicable Me, not necessarily the Minions movie.
Well,
like, I think they made that movie because
but the
Minions
best
were
thing
popular.
about that movie, right? So that's what makes it a good spinoff. The thing that people identified with most into that movie was the Minions, and so they basically just said like, all right, then we'll just make a movie out of that.
Yeah, we'll just spin off.
We'll just spin off onto that, and then it became a cultural phenomenon. People are still dressing up. Little kids are still dressing up like Minions, and it's still super
That
cool.
is true. I don't understand that. I feel like, when was the last Despicable Me movie?
Bro,
3 years ago? At this point, people are still dressing up as Minions for Halloween.
yeah. I think it's an easy costume.
Yeah.
The real cute thing is when people dress up like puppies like Minions. That's
true.
when it gets cute.
Dude, the main Minion's name? Kevin.
Shout out. You're welcome, world. Okay, third one. This one was tough.
This is time, Kev.
Creed. Creed, baby. That movie was awesome. Michael B. Jordan. Jinx.
You owe me a Coke.
What? No, I said Jinx. Michael B. Jordan being coached by his dad's friend, Rocky Balboa, to take on whatever weight division champ that dude was. And he went toe to toe, and it was very inspiring. It was the better version of Rocky movies. It's more watchable than Rocky. I'll say it.
Interesting. I think a lot of people would disagree with that.
They can disagree with it in theory, and I would disagree with it in theory. But if you go back and watch Rocky, you're like, wow, this is a weird movie.
Do you think that's just because they've aged out? Like, just
yes, 100%.
with movies?
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, so I watched on Disney Plus on my phone today at work. I just had it sitting under my computer and was watching Star Wars Episode 4. And like just some of the like scene transitions and stuff is so corny. Like it's just so dated, you know? Like they just didn't hold it very. The ones on Disney Plus are even like the like updated ones where they redid a lot of the CGI and redid the lighting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. While we're on this, I saw something that this is the third time that George Lucas has changed the scene in the cantina of Han Solo and the
to make it look like he didn't shoot first.
Yeah, so they both shoot at the same time in this one. So
yeah,
originally,
I noted. I had no idea that they changed it.
Yeah.
I had no context of that. And when that scene came and they both shot at the same time,
like, wait a second.
I was like, that is not how I thought I was having one of those Mandela effect moments. Seriously, I was like, wait, what? I went back and rewatched it and I was like, hold on. What? This makes no sense. I know that there's T-shirts of Han shot first and all this stuff, and there's this huge mirror. Then I remember going back and watching it, and Han definitely shooting first.
It's such a thing in Star Wars culture, which is really funny.
But then I was like, they care enough about it to go back and redo it just to make it make sense canonically. I don't know. But Creed is my third one.
There you go. All three. Pretty good.
I like it. That was actually turned into be a pretty strong list.
Yeah.
It is with yours.
I'm going to hit you with mine.
Brown eyes.
All right, so the first one, probably first or second favorite show as a kid was Rugrats. And the reason I say first or second is I can't decide if Doug was my favorite over Rugrats. It was really close. I love Doug. But my spinoff that I want to talk about that I can remember as a kid when they announced this being so excited. Now, I will say this might not technically be a spinoff because it definitely is like a sequel, but it's just like super far in the future and has nothing to do with before. But that would be Rugrats All Grown Up. Like I remember being in high school and they announced that these characters that I'd fallen in love with when I was a kid were now going to be in high school with me and being so excited. Now, it wasn't that great of a TV show.
That's the thing is the problem there is like it just didn't translate. You know,
it
like,
definitely
the charm
wasn't.
of Rugrats was that they're babies. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It definitely wasn't that great of a TV show, but as a child, there are a few things that I was that excited about coming out than when they announced Rugrats All Grown Up. And I would love to go and like watch it again. Like I think that maybe now I would like appreciate it more. But I remember watching it then and being like, this is so stupid. But
No, it was bad.
But I think it is a very ambitious take. I think that's something cool, and to see the same characters you loved, but as like way older in time, you know, because you don't have a lot of babies.
How many
that grow
seasons
up.
do you think they made of that? There had to be one, right?
I think 2 or 3
Seasons of what?
all grown up.
All
All right,
grown
look
up.
at them.
I would say like 2 or 3. But yeah, I think it was a cool concept. I think things like that are really awesome. So I think the next one, this one, I don't know if it's a spinoff too, because the criteria we said earlier that it's like based on something is Spaceballs. Now let me give you this. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, you need to watch it because it's so funny. And the reason I think Spaceballs is a spinoff is because it's an entire satire on Star Wars. And
So we've got our controversy here: is satire a spinoff?
5 seasons of
Wow.
Rugrats All Grown Up.
Dude, that is a lot of episodes.
Shut.
Maybe it was good.
How many total episodes is that?
Oh, I just
Yeah,
Maybe we need to go back. And
2003
watch
to
it. It might have been good.
2008 they made them.
Wow.
So apparently,
I need to watch it. Maybe it'll come to Netflix when
That's
Nickelodeon
mind-blowing.
comes. But yeah, Spaceballs. It is a hilarious movie. If you like Star Wars, you'll love that movie because it just makes fun of the stupidest stuff. Like old buddy's helmet getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
What's that actor's name? Wasn't he in like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yes, I have no idea what his name is.
He did a
though.
really great job in it.
But that movie is hilarious, and I just think that take on a spinoff is funny. Like, think about, even nowadays, Star Wars is just so influential in our culture, especially in nerd culture, that, like, Family Guy has done Star Wars-themed episodes. Like, that kind of, like, thing is just, like, stuff has spun off of Star Wars for years and probably won't ever stop. And so that's why I think that Spaceballs is, you know, as it's not, you know, like a Mandalorian spinoff happening in the same universe,
yeah,
just not necessarily, well, I guess that technically is an extended story, but you know what I'm saying. I would say that is one of my favorites because it is a hilarious movie.
it's a funny movie. I'm gonna have to chew on if I think satire is spinoff,
Yeah.
but I'm not sold that it's not.
Yeah. I'll go with my third. This one, I like the movie. I think that the reason I think this is a good spinoff is because I think that it's just such an interesting take, and I think it sets us up really well for the future of movies, and that is Brightburn. Now, we have done a review of Brightburn on this podcast before, and basically, for those of you who don't know, it's basically a retelling of the Clark Kent story, right? The origins of Superman.
is that a spinoff?
I don't know, inspired by spinoff. It's definitely the Superman story made dark, essentially. And it's a horror movie. I mean, it is, as Kevin would say, it earns its R rating. I mean, it is
Every second of it.
brutal. But it is, I think that is setting up a precedent of spinoffs of superhero movies in a different way that I'm really excited about going forward. So yeah, that's my list. Rugrats, All Grown Up, Spaceballs, Star Wars satire, Brightburn, retelling of the Clark Kent story.
All right. Well, now we got to pick our actual 3.
I think Kenan and Kel's on there.
I mean, I would agree.
I think Wolverine's got to be on there.
Okay.
And I'm going Spaceballs.
I don't know.
Spaceballs is good, bro. And
I don't
it's
think.
different.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Spaceballs or Brightburn. is a-
I was gonna
is a
say,
spinoff.
I think we need to make sure Chris knows what a spinoff is.
Bro,
But
here's
I'm
what
gonna be
y'all need to
honest.
know. Here's what anyone watching this podcast or listening to this podcast knows is I'm a divergent thinker. I think outside of the box because my brain is bigger than you guys' brain. That's what you need to know. So I'm sorry that your box of 3-ply can't contain my thinking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you on the first two. I kind of I'm with you on Kenan and Kel. I think I don't know, man. I think Gene convinced me on Deadpool. To be completely honest, I think I'm more on Team Deadpool than I am on Team Kenan and Kel. Maybe I'm on Team both of them.
I could do Deadpool, Keenan and Kel, and Wolverine.
Oh, that's just such a asterisk of a spinoff, but it's definitely more of a spinoff than Spaceballs.
Wow, dude.
Or Brightburn.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude.
Brightburn's not even on this conversation
That's
right
spun off of Superman for real.
now. Yeah. I think I could be okay with Deadpool, Keenan and Kel, and Wolverine.
I like that. I think that's a strong 3-ply.
Yeah, I'll give them to you. Out of the ones we pick, yeah. I'm good with it.
With a honorable mention of Foo Fighters.
Parker was really campaigning for Angel.
I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't it have been something if literally my 3-ply was our 3-ply?
It was close, man.
It was.
I think I've had a 3-ply one time where 2 of mine was chosen, and I felt awesome.
Certainly not tonight, though.
Yeah, not tonight.
2 years didn't even qualify.
Sorry, my brain's just so big.
Oh, man.
All right, so that's it.
Well, good effort, everybody. Good effort. Now, time for our last segment. The
Flush.
And I'm going to let you guys take it from here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go what I'm flushing with. All right, check this out. Obsidian is a game studio that has been newly acquired by Xbox Game Studios. So you know how at E3 they announced that basically they bought like 50 independent game studios that are now part of the Xbox family, are coming out with a game called Grounded. Okay. Now this game, if you watch the trailer, it looks really interesting. It's basically like a modern day Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So it's funny that you actually talked about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids earlier, Kev, when you talked about the guy from Spaceballs, because this is basically what's being described as a co-op survival game set in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids universe. Now, it's not actually has to do with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but it's definitely like in that type of environment. Like you're sitting there and the grass is super tall, like you are shrunk.
Yeah.
So it looks really cool. These are the same people that made Fallout New Vegas, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds, the game that just dropped, that's this studio.
Yeah,
So
I saw you post a link, and it look. I didn't get a chance to go completely into it, but just off the like surface level that I checked it out, it was pretty
it looks
interesting.
fun. I really want a game.
What's it going to come out on?
I don't know. I don't know if it says. I mean, I'm sure all of those games have been pretty wide release. I don't think they've been anything exclusive. But I'm just really excited to play a game with you guys, with anybody that's just like a co-op, like not sweaty shooter game. You know, like I want to play like a co-op game that's like a survival game. Or
Like Fortnite?
No, not Fortnite.
That's a building game. It's not a
It's
shooting
so
game.
sweaty though.
It is very sweaty.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to have that kind of experience with my friends. Like think about when we played Human Fall Flat.
Yeah,
That co-op, just platforming, ridiculous game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
So I need that experience in my life. Maybe Pokemon's going to be that if Gene will buy it.
Gene's gonna buy it.
He'll get
You
it.
heard it here first.
We'll
Gene
see.
is gonna buy Pokemon.
We'll see.
If y'all didn't know, Gene is rich.
I'm not.
He just never spends money, so
I'm frugal.
except on his outfits.
That is true.
Gene pulls the trigger on some
loves-
clothes, dude.
Gene can click buy now.
That's the thing
add
that's
to
so
cart.
frustrating is like it's like you have to pull his teeth to get him to subscribe to Disney
But
Plus,
dude,
but he'll
if
buy
there's
a
an
ball
ad. If there's an add to cart button, boy, he is clicking that
dude,
thing.
Instagram ads, dude. Gene keeps Instagram in business.
Those algorithms live for people like Gene.
Yeah, you'll have to literally convince him to subscribe to Disney Plus, but you know, don't let Will Smith come out with a Bel Air Athletic hoodie for $1 million. That is purchased.
I mean,
If you got it, bro, I mean,
Sorry.
ball out.
Well, I mean, look at you. You look great.
thanks.
You can look like me wearing bedroom slippers. I've been
You look
fighting
like me.
Velcro.
I got this Powerline shirt for $3 at JCPenney's.
That shirt is cool, though. That shirt's awesome.
It's cool, but it's kind of embarrassing. I got it at JCPenney's.
Didn't you get on Black Friday?
No. I got another one on Black Friday last year.
I hate that I know that about you.
I have two. I have three, actually. One I can't fit into.
I just remember
But,
you texting me a picture of a Powerline shirt. That's all I really remember.
Hmm.
I got
It looks cool, though. It looks cool.
Gene, you got anything you want to
Yeah,
plug?
so I guess somewhere quick because we didn't get to it and popping off, but I really want to talk about it. So there's a new teaser trailer came out. So I don't know if it was official, but it just teased a new Scooby-Doo movie.
Yes.
It's called SCOOB.
Scoob. Scoob. Scoob.
I don't really know what it's going to be about, but watching it, it almost kind of seems like it's an attempt at an origin story of
the dog?
The whole team. What's their name? I can't think of their name. What they call themselves.
The mystery
troop.
The mystery marauders.
No, I would know it if I weren't trying to think of it. I'm blanking right now, but like all of them. So like Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy,
That's
Scooby.
Cool. It looks awesome. Scooby looks so awesome.
But yeah, so it kind of tells their like, I mean, honestly, origin story. Like, so the trailer starts out with them like really young, and then they go into their like first ever like detective mission kind of thing. So I don't even know if there was a date really like with it, but it was cool. So I'm excited for it. That's it.
I'm with that. I love Scooby-Doo.
That cartoon was always so like.
Did you guys remember what I said the name of it was?
Scooby.
Actually, that kind of sounded like Goofy.
Well, it just blew my mind that like every episode they were like, "What? There's a ghost?" But it was always a person in a mask.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't there a deeper lesson that we can all learn from that? Maybe the things we're really scared of.
Don't do drugs, kids.
What's next to us? Dun dun dun. Scoob.
But yeah, that's it. I'm excited for it.
Well, that's wonderful and beautiful. And I'm excited for you guys. I'm glad you guys are excited about things. Gene came in here tonight looking stressed. And so I'm glad by the end of this he can be excited about some things.
We've even had some giggles.
A few chuckles.
A few goofs.
Little chortle.
A few gaffs. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it, man.
Whole gaggle of
Check us
giggles.
out on YouTube. Check us out on our social media platforms, all at NerdTurdPod. You can check us out on Twitch at it's twitch.tv/NerdTurdPodcast, correct?
I mean, it's there.
It is there.
It exists.
I'm zoomed in on the picture that Chris sent. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure the differences of these trees.
Yes, that URL does exist.
Thank you very much for listening to episode 29 of the NerdTurd podcast. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Check us out on YouTube and subscribe to us there. You can leave us a 5-star review. Even if you hated it, just leave a 5-star review, but then you can complain in the actual comment.
Love it.
That's smart.
You know?
Marketing.
200 IQ, baby.
Bom,
200
bom,
IQ.
bom.
And you can share it with your buds. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. And cue the music. Thank you for listening to the NerdTurd podcast. A podcast devoted to consuming and digesting all things nerd and expelling it out for the world to hear. If you enjoyed listening, you can support us by following and subscribing on all social media platforms at NerdTurdPod and leaving us a rating and review wherever you listen. We hope we've given you something to digest in your nerd life. From all of us here at NerdTurd, keep it nerd, and we'll see you soon.